Hello everybody. Did you miss me? It's been a whole week. Travis here from Tpull's Corner. This is a new deck. It's called No Witnesses, after the board wipe card. And actually, in case you haven't noticed yet, it's all board wipes. It's a kind of a fun deck. It's a meme deck. It's not optimized, so don't take this into rank. They have cards that can bring all of these small mana creatures back from the graveyard. So easy to kill us. I don't see honor used too much in these decks. That's a 2-drop. So in order to make Day of the Black Sun work to kill 2-drops, I need 4 untapped lands. Out for that. So, how's about Starfall Invocation? We'll even let them draw a card. They've got a lot of cards. I wonder how many of those are the Heir Apparent. They like one of those cards. We'll just go get a little bit of life back. See what else we got coming up. Ooh, I like that. I like that card. We'll keep it. We're going to test the waters and see if they have any removal. When they put down more creatures, then we'll do the board wipe. So this deck is part of the Kaizen Evil playlist. For those of you who don't know what that is, because you're newer, it's actually a long-running playlist. It's based around the Japanese concept of Kaizen, which is gradual improvement. It's usually used in the idea of every day you come to work, you do better every day slightly. Think of like improving 1%. So if you're like a 65% worker, the next day you'll be 66% better. Or at 66% efficiency, you'll be 1% better. So the concept that it started out with is I made the most evil deck I could possibly imagine you could ever construct with Magic the Gathering cards. With the goal of our deck progression, we're going to get a little bit more towards the side of the angels as we go. Token creation. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. I'm going to have to like discard unused board wipes. Wait, is that an artifact? I can destroy artifacts with Ultima. Haha! Then they don't have to discard a card. Automatically ends the turn right there, so I can't do anything else. But there was nothing else more for me to do anyway. I don't feel like I need to... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got enough ammo. Let's just destroy all untapped creatures. They've got something they can do here. Do they have? Oh, they gave it up. Okay, they gave up the ghost. Alright, so we've reached about the midpoint on the Kaizen Evil playlist where most of our evilness is done. I started including things like life gain in my deck configuration that are kind of evil about the deck, but we are getting progressively better in terms of being more good instead of evil in our deck construction. This deck is still right around the 50% range. I think there's still a little bit of evil in this. And let me show you why. We'll go into the deck list now. No witnesses named after one of the board wipes. You'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 board wipes. 9 chunks of 4, 36 cards, 36 board wipes. I do love my board wipes, I gotta admit. I only do about one deck a year that's like a board wipe o'clock kind of thing usually, and sometimes I'll do it in June for Evergreen Month. But it's usually more balanced than this. I don't really have anything to take care of enchantments. I don't have much in the way of graveyard hate except for Deadly Cover-Up, that kind of thing. But you know what? If it were up to me, I would have a lot more board wipes in my deck configurations a lot of the time. But if you've been around for a while, you've noticed that I minimize my removal most of the time. And even for when I need a board wipe, I try and see if I can get away with just 1 or 2 board wipes in the entire deck. So I don't even do 4 of a particular board wipe a lot of times. So this is a meme deck. I did go ahead and change it up and put 1 extra card in. I have 1 Alenda. And sometimes if I've wiped the board and then play Alenda, they scoop. And that sort of makes up for all the long games where I'm just board wiping them every turn. But let's go through. I do like the way that Wizards designs their board wipes because they always try and mix it up and design them a little differently each time. So we have Dave Black Sun, X and 2 black. Each creature with mana value X or less loses all abilities until end of turn. Then you destroy those creatures. This is good in case your enemy is playing indestructible creatures. Split up. Of course, you get your choice. Destroy all tapped creatures or untapped creatures. I'm not sure that we could do a pure board wipe deck without this card. Sometimes the environment is so fast, you need to kill stuff on turn 3. Day of Judgment is the standard vanilla kind of 4-cost destroy all creatures. No Witnesses is coming from the Clue tie-in set, Karlov Manor. It adds on the Clue feature, so each player controls the most creatures investigates. That's usually going to be your opponent, but you destroy all creatures and they get to draw. We don't mind them drawing. If they have a 60-card deck, I've actually won by milling people out, just by having them draw extra cards. Our 1 creature, Alenda Saint of Dusk, hexproof from instants, lifelink. She's kind of tough to kill sometimes. And we have a way to match her up sometimes with Starfall Invocation. We can destroy all creatures, but we give them a card using the gift a card mechanic. And then we return Alenda from our graveyard to the battlefield. She comes back untapped. You can't have the enemy destroy her necessarily, right? You have to destroy her with Starfall Invocation to get her back. So keep that in mind. We've got one of my favorite ones, Expel the Interlopers. Choose a number between 0 and 10, so we just choose 0, destroy all creatures with greater than 0 power. Fumigate, in case they put out a lot of those rabbits and we need to gain life. And Ultima, in case they have artifacts. You exile all things from the stack, and then it just ends the turn immediately. And in case we come up against things that bring stuff back from the graveyard, we can use Deadly Cover-Up, destroy all the creatures, then collect evidence 6, which means we go into our graveyard, we exile enough cards that the mana value of that is 6 or greater, and then we can go choose a card from their graveyard. It doesn't have to be a creature card, but it usually is. And we select 1 card, and we can go through the graveyard, hand, and library, find all other cards until, it could be just the 4, or maybe if we're going up against the hair deck, we find all the hairs and we exile them. The lands aren't too tricky, but our regular win condition is Restless Fortress. Spend 4 to turn it into a 1/4 white, black and white nightmare creature. And when you attack, defending player loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. So with that and with the Fumigate is where my life gains is. And I have 1 Demolition Field to take care of their special lands as well. And that's it. It's, like I say, it's a meme deck. I just decided to have fun. The night I made it, I won every match. Arena has a program that's kind of designed to try and find your kryptonite, so it'll try and find something within the first 2 or 3 rounds to kind of put you in your place, so to speak. But it backfired on it. It put me up against the card Virtue of Persistence, which it's just removal at first for a 2-drop, right? A 2-cost, but it can come back as an enchantment for 7. And then they can bring out resurrect a creature from anybody's graveyard each turn. And the first time I faced it, they got 3 copies of those out, so they were bringing out 3 copies back each time. and I still won. And the next one they sent me against, they had Virtue of Persistence. They got all 4 copies out. That's how long the game lasted. And at least one of those I ended up winning by milling them out. It was my ultimate win condition. They were probably not happy with me. Our opponent is Elite Guitar School. Discard can do really well against us. So they get rid of their choice of board wipe. Now you get to choose your next board wipe. They should be able to sense the pattern really quick here. And we just need one more land. That'll do. And I think it's okay to use a board wipe. This is an easy deck to pilot, just so you know. I mean, your choice is when it's your turn. Do you want to play a board wipe, or perhaps a board wipe, or maybe a land and a board wipe? And now they can sort of... you can sort of sit back and wait and try and discard everything before you put your creatures down, I guess. If they have any other type of discard spell, I might hoard some lands. So I can save some ammo and discard lands when they want to make me. But I need that one. They got 3 Duresses already? They might have instant removal too. We'll go ahead and test it with our first Restless Fortress. They do not have removal right now. If they get another Duress... Oh, it's just a bat. Okay. Why would they do that? Well, they know I have it. Let's use it. I need 10 lands, really. I need 5 to power up a board wipe. And I need 4 more plus a Restless Fortress to power up the Restless Fortress. We will destroy everything. And we don't lose any life because Ultimate exiles everything from the stack, remember. So that's why we didn't lose anything. Okay, you take a board wipe or a board wipe. That's a 3rd bat, right? It's too bad my other board wipe's going to work. And I can still power up Restless Fortress because they took the more expensive one. We don't let them discard our Restless Fortress. We just activate it. Where's their removal? Very strange for black not to have removal at this point. And by the time they get one, we've still got a 2nd Restless Fortress. And we can get rid of that. It's only 4. We can pay for that. Can't attack this turn, but They're drawing about the same amount of land as we are. Oh, hello. They can get the demon now, right? We'll go get a life. Just need one more land and we can do these spells and power up the Restless Fortress in the same turn. It's not a demon though, right? We don't have to waste a board wipe on that one. We can just leave that one there. Ah. That one is a demon. So now, no witnesses. And we can power up Restless Fortress. If they get more demons out, they're going to get life gain again, so could still be a very long battle. They're examining their own enchantment and how it works. Ouch. Alright, we don't want that one again. Let's get rid of those two. How many of those do you think they have? Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's see if they have more of those. They have one. They have their own deadly cover-ups. What's left? We're not out of the woods yet. But that saves us a little bit. It's just a 1/1. We don't mind the 1/1. It's just a goblin. So we can gain 2 life this way, and they can't really block. They could put a -1/-1 counter on that when it died, and it would still stay, right? Here's more life gain and life loss. A number of different ways for them to gain life here. No witnesses. Let all that resolve first, and then we go get our life back. Even when I'm killing them, they're still finding ways to gain life. Come on. This happens a lot when people decide they're going to scoop. That's when I get a lot of these hiccups. Are they scooping? That's 6. And then they die from that. Unless they put out a demon. Hey, it's a demon. What a coincidence. Just when they needed it. Oh, 2 demons. Just when you thought they were dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Whatever they had that was left wasn't going to be enough. So you see, that lasted a while. They had a well-known strategy, involved a lot of life gain. Multiple different cards that gave them life. Really helped to draw things out. We do have Ultima in case they have artifacts coming up. We'll see if it's going to be like a fast or a Ouroboros deck. We do need one more land. Doesn't matter the color, but we can get to no more witnesses. Ooh, they have Demolition Field early, so there goes our Restless Fortress. And they'll be able to bring it back, so they'll get reuse out of it. That's bad news for us. That's about as good as you can ask for things to get with them. We'll get our own choice of land out, but we still need 2 more turns. And they found the Overboard already. So, missed the land drop there. And I think this is enough to kill us, isn't it? There you go. Yeah, Badger Mole with the Earthbend is probably a slightly busted card. And that's why I say in this environment, I don't think you could do this deck if you didn't have access to Split Up, which at least gives you a turn 3 board wipe some of the time. But without balancing for anything else, you know, mono red aggro should do good against you. Discard should do good against you at least half the time. Graveyard reanimation decks do stand a chance, although I've fared up pretty well against those, thanks to my 1 board wipe. Haven't come up against that many indestructible creatures overall. And compared to our last match, this deck is positively glacial. Oh look, it's discard. Yeah, we'll get rid of that one. Now this deck tends to have instants for removal too. And they might get rid of all of our ammo. We'll just use this. Get rid of the pixie. If they get airbend cards in there, they can get a nice chain going that would be very irritating. And it doesn't matter. They got it already. So if they have that, I mean, we can use our deadly cover-up if we get one more land, but we're missing land drops right now. And there's some life gain for them. So they really have their board set up the way they wanted it. It is not looking good for us. I guess we try and save from the life loss for now. I think they airbended the wrong one. If they'd airbended this, I couldn't afford to discard the land. Here I can actually get rid of the land and I can still maybe do this board wipe later. Possibly. Now see, Arena's just teasing me now. We'll give you your solution. They've already got 3 of their cards, 1 of each, that they can airbend stuff back up, so we know their strategy. 6 lands already for them. And we're tossing away lands to desperately try this. But we almost need like 3 or 4 turns without them doing anything seriously against us. You're so far ahead on everything already. We could just power this up all the way. I think they didn't want to airbend this because they'd already started moving it up. Of course, they get another momentum breaker, which we can't do anything against those. That's 2 spells already they were able to do, and they're still like figuring out, can they do something? Maybe they have a sneak card or a flash card. I'm not sure it's worth hanging on if they're going to take this long to figure things out. This is kind of irritating. Alright. Oh, they did decide they're going to go? I'm just going to quit. I don't know what they're doing on their end. We're having a connection to the server problem. It didn't like I brought the menu up, maybe? Oh, geez. That doesn't usually happen. There we go. Okay. We're almost dead. Hello? Honored opponent. Did they walk away from the game? Wow, they're taking a long time. Alright, this needs to be an untapped land. I think we need to get rid of the flash creatures. So you can see airbend, 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 return permanent. More of the bandits' talents. Oh, they do have one Cruel Claws Heist. And then some more discard. So, yeah, definitely have an uphill battle here. All they really need is one more discard spell. That should do it. That should kill us. Because they play that, we discard the card, we lose life. I mean, they can gain life if they're willing to sacrifice these. And they should be able to just play the instant on this and kill it. Okay, I think we're dead, so they're taking way too long. That's excruciating. It's like watching paint dry. The deck took really too long. We had to throw away the one land once to save our board wipe, but it took us way too long to get that fifth land again to power the board wipe. So yeah, if they do discard like that, that's effective against us. Four lands. We can almost cast a spell. Scrying is the correct move at this stage of the game. Information's better than life gain. They didn't like anything. Nurturing Pixie again. How about that? Okay, they like what they got finally. Day of Black Sun will work if I get 4 untapped lands against the 2 drops and 1 drops. And they could easily have flash spells that'll save stuff, or protective spells. I don't know why they took the intermediate step. Because they're just going to flash that away. They bring it up. Alright. Yeah, let's do this one. They had 2 mana open, they didn't bring it back down. So maybe they suspected a board wipe. Let's do Fumigate. Maybe if they see that board wipe goes away, yeah, they'll be willing to put down more creatures. I know I should be doing the land, but I just want to have some fun here. No witnesses! Okay, now they feel safe because the 2 board wipes need another land in order for me to use those. They could search for the pixie, right? Yep. Flash it back up. And now do they go search for yet another pixie? Ooh. Day of Judgment. Another pixie? Another... Oh, Zach Fair this time. Ultima! And they can sacrifice that, right? Okay, that one gets indestructible. That's only a 1-drop, so they could just go get another one of those. Make life really hard for me. Ah. Fumigate. Let's get some life back. Nice. Yeah, Arena's doing them a really good job of giving them all of their return cards, huh? Let's do this. Not sure why that matters right now. If we ever get a Restless Fortress, they may come to regret that. So do they want to stay? No, they're willing to get rid of that creature. So we get rid of the pixie. We know they have the pixie. They have their own split up. Carries farm animals. Inquisitor. That's it. Oh, they only had 3 pixies? Alright, we get that one out of the hand at least. So they can't keep doing double bonus stuff with your other card. Inquisitors don't matter that much. This should stop them from doing that again, though, this turn. Yeah, because we just got to fumigate. It would be nice to eventually start drawing more land at some point. Oh, we did find 4 total. Okay, this is the 3rd Starfield Shepherd. I'm just gonna go ahead and draw a card. Why not? Finally got a Restless Fortress. That's good, and split up won't matter against us for that. Although they do have a good way to get rid of Elenda if Elenda comes up. So Elenda basically becomes a dead card. And they'll just sacrifice this, right? So Fumigate won't matter too much. Untapped land would be good here. He didn't exile anything. Okay, let's do Starfall Invocation. We're gifting them cards so they can draw stuff. Ouch. They were saving this. That was a good play. Yeah, we still had fun with that. That was long drawn. That was sort of like playing a counterspell deck. I didn't know they had that card in their hand. They waited till they had exactly what they needed to get around things. It is fun sometimes to see when you do something you don't normally do, in this case like just nothing but board wipes. It's interesting to see Arena search out the rest of the world for who's playing on Arena at that moment in time and show you something that you don't normally come against. I haven't gone up against a Flash deck since I can't last remember. And that was really heavy on the Flash. And the blink stuff. Equipment stuff, huh? Okay, let's scry here. We do need more land. We'll take it now. We do want to make sure we get up to 5. No single point removal with ward and haste. That's not hexproof though. Pretty cheap deck so far. See if they do have spells that cost just 1 mana that can give things indestructible. And now our problem is that they can get haste and attack with every creature every turn. So we actually need an Ultima at some point would be the best thing for us. Let's see if this works. See if we can at least save some damage. They could have a shock or something, get rid of that. Yep. Alright, but that's 4 points of damage they're not going to do against us later. This we can just do... yeah, that'll work. Get rid of the 2-drop. Are you serious? I kind of want to see a different creature before I use Deadly Cover-Up. Cheap creature again. It didn't come after me, so we'll just get rid of it. I'm assuming they'll have 3 of those. Only 1. So Adalbert Steiner is another one we might want to go after. Ah, Ultima. He gets to search for another equipment though, right? No haste on that one. Let's go get some life. Just 1 point. Oh man, I'm not ready for you. I need another Deadly Cover-Up. That's okay, they can't stop this now. The worm is turned, and this is how we win. It's not the fastest climb, but it starts like a 6-turn clock here, if they don't have any other life gain. We just gained a life, however. No haste with these yet, right? And they are saving a creature. They could just go find something that gives them haste. I feel almost like it's turned into a, I'm a mono-red aggro deck of a certain kind. There's no more thinking. There's just board wipe attack, board wipe attack, board wipe attack. There's just no other choices left. So it is pretty simple. It's interesting to see some people hang in and think they can somehow manage to pull it out. Hexproof from monocolored. No witnesses. We're not monocolored here. Draw your card, please. Thank you. It doesn't seem like it's close when you're at 25. But this maybe could have gone differently for them. And there you have it. There are some people that they'll play discard and they'll get a look at your hand and they want none of it and they leave. There's some people that play discard and think, oh, I can beat that. And there's some that see Alenda and scoop right away. But so, you know, some of your battles can be very short, some of them can be really drawn out. So it's kind of hard to predict. It just depends on who you're coming up against, what their deck makeup is. Yeah, no witnesses. Pure board wipes. Alenda is optional if you want a 61st card. Doesn't need to be in there. I await your comments. How evil is this? I put it at the mid-range. It can be long and frustrating to play against. There's a lot of people that get really triggered by going up against almost removal tribal, and that's basically what this is. Just with a certain board wipe flavor that you don't normally see because you can see like some people will do 12 board wipes and then other single point removal. There usually aren't people that are crazy enough to put in more than 12 board wipes in a particular deck. But we did it because we do things a little bit differently here. But as always, I await your feedback and we'll have something different for you next time. Thanks everybody. Have a good one.